What's up, everyone? How are we doing today? John with Team Set Pass, and I'm coming at you with my February 2020 Pure Cyber Dragon deck profile. So we have a lot of stuff planned. We're going to start a regional recap video soon, and with a wide open format that'll be very informative. We have ABC, Altergeist, Guru Controlled, Gren Maju, Combo Cyber Dragon, lots of deck profiles planned, so make sure you subscribe, like, and share the channel with your friends. Come find the Facebook group if you want to stay more up to date on things we do. I'm going to go through the deck profile pretty quickly, and then afterwards I'll go through and talk about the choices I made and why. So without further ado, here's my pure Cyber Dragon profile. 1 Cyber Dragon, 3 Core, 3 Hertz, 2 Naxter, 3 Galaxy Soldier, 1 Kaiju, 1 Orochi, 1 Pankratops, triple Ash Blossom, 3 Gamma, 1 Driver, 3 Emergency, 2 Repair Plant, 1 Rev System, 1 Cyberload, triple Twisters, 2 Instant Fusion, some one-ofs, Foolish Burial, Pot of Avarice, and Upstart Goblin, traps, 1 Overflow, and 3 Infinite Impermanence, so 41 card main deck. And onto the extra deck. 2 Mega Fleet, 1 Fortress, and then 1 Rampage for our Cyber Fusion cards. Instant Fusion targets, we're playing Panzer Dragon and Thousand Eyes Restrict. XCs, we're playing Nova Infinity. Synchro for our Sci-Frame package, we're playing the Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. Our Link monsters, Seeger, Almirage, Lambda, Phoenix, Unicorn, and BLS. So I'll finish putting my main deck back together here and then go over some choices and why. I know I guarantee you guys have a few questions already. I kind of expected that, so we will get into some of the choices on why I chose what I chose here in just a second, if you can bear with me. So obviously the big one that I know people are going to ask about is, why am I playing just 1 Cyber Dragon? So the answer is consistency. You really don't want to see multiples in your opening hand. You don't even necessarily want to see 1 unless it's certain matchups in your opening hand. And basically every time I would brick, I noticed it was either because of Cyber Dragon or Machine Dupe. So the best way to do that is play 1 Cyber Dragon. Other than the dupe combos, which we can still do without it, you don't need multiple Cyber Dragons for any of the other combos. And on top of that, you need to open a dupe target, which is the easy part. Dupe, usually an extender, and then on top of that, your opponent can't disrupt it at all, which almost never happens. The odds of opening core dupe extender is only 9% already, and then the odds that they don't disrupt it, you're almost never going to pull that combo off in today's game. And I know obviously people do it. You can bait hand traps, you can do stuff like that. So it is possible. It's just a lot less likely than you may think. 3 core was pretty standard. We went with 3 core, 3 Hers, 3 Soldiers, 3 Emergency, and 2 Repair Plants, because how we're not playing dupe and 3 Cyber Dragons, basically all of our 2-card combos involve these cards here, so I really wanted to kind of max out on everything. And Repair Plant does take that little bit of setup, so you might say it's bricky at more than 1, which I really don't think it is bricky at more than 1, because you're more likely to open a Cyber Dragon card to get into the grave than you are to open a Machine Dupe target and we already said that machine dupe target's the easy part of the combo to open. So I can open any of the same cards as a machine dupe target, or Cyber Dragon, or Foolish Burial. So I have more cards that I can open to make that live than you do to make your machine dupe live. Therefore, it is more consistent. And if I have 3 Cyber Dragons in the graveyard, I can go to search. So I use 2 of my Galaxy Soldiers, and I have 3 Cybers in the graveyard. I use Repair Plant, activate both effects, search out the 3rd copy, shuffle back the 2nd copy. Now when I summoned him, I can search that one out again in Galaxy Soldier combo twice instead of just the one time. Also, to help with our getting out our Infinity more often too, we have our Instant Fusion, so we can go into our Panzer Dragon too if need be. So it's going first. I was playing Mind Controls originally, but Instant Fusion into Restrict is basically the same thing as Mind Control anyway. It either forces a negate or it targets and clears out a monster of your opponent's. But with Instant Fusion, you can go into Panzer, and it helps going first as well as going second. So I liked it better than Mind Control for that reason. 3 Galaxy Soldiers, kind of self-explanatory at this point. Doing 3 Galaxy Soldiers because we're not playing Machine Dupe, and we're only playing 1 OG Cyber Dragon. So I really like 3 Galaxy Soldier in those builds. I don't find it clunky or really bricky for the most part at all. Kind of preference call, and I really like it. And this build's been doing really, really good for me personally. So keep that in mind. You're not always going to have the same results as I will, but I've really, really liked it. Kaiju's is really always good, being able to just get rid of an opponent's monster and then contact fuse it away. I can't tell you how many times he saves you. Just being able to push for a game that extra 2450, or summon him and stop your opponent from beating you. And sometimes too, like in their end phase, I'd summon it, and then on my turn banish 3 from the extra deck and pop one of their cards. Just really versatile and good. And the banishing 8 from your deck really doesn't hurt too much, because unless it's right away on turn 1, the only card I don't want to banish is Cyber Dragon. Otherwise, I'm playing the 3 Soldier helps with that too. But otherwise, even playing 2 Repair Plants, just so many ways to stay alive after using his effect. And also, the 2 Repair Plants comes in nice because I can search out a Galaxy Soldier and then say a Kaiju a different time too. So, really, really liking it. Pankratops, even at 1, you see it less, but it's still a free 2600 beater. It's still free spot removal, helps play around floodgates. There can be only 1, stuff like that. Can still pop himself and pop a card. So, still really good in my opinion, even at the 1. Hand traps. Ash Blossom's really good right now. Obviously, as long as you don't have Protocol, you can Ash the Multi-Faker. Otherwise, usually Extravagance, when people drop it, I'll Ash it. Ashing Guru or Hidden City. Pretty much every matchup has a deck you can Ash some card in them. And it's good to have not only Monster Negate hand traps, and Ash is the most generic and good at just stopping searching key cards. Frame package. Negating and destroying is super powerful. I don't find it bricky at all. We make Infinity Lambda super easily, and going into like the Berserker Tenyi to help push for game if you do it on your turn. The most common way I get hand trapped or something on my turn is sometimes when you play like Emergency or something right off the bat, they will. Or even Instant Fusion, sometimes they'll try to negate it right away. Otherwise, if it's not turn 1 and you banish your Cyber Dragon core from your graveyard and they negate that, and then you Gamma them and go into Tenyi and just really push for game. Otherwise, Infinite Impermanence, another really good generic, pretty just overall general good hand trap. Negate any monster effect. You can set it and gain the column effect also, so that's really, really good. I like those hand traps, and that's another thing about playing the 1 Cyber Dragon no machine dupe. It really doesn't hurt the consistency, and I add Soldier and Repair Plant for 2 of the spots, and then say the 3 Ash, so I can play 3 more removal cards or 3 more hand traps in order to bridge the gap for the missing cards, but it doesn't hurt the consistency any. So that's just really, really nice. Twins over Cosmic right now, this format. We have too much back row to not want to try and get rid of it as soon as possible and as much as we can. We already covered Instant Fusion. Pot of Avarice, the group was really divided on that, and I believe in the poll the no's were actually starting to pull away. Last I saw it was like 70 something to like upper 50s. So I really like Pot of Avarice. Going first turn 1, sometimes you're not going to use it, no. A lot of our combos still will put 5 Cyber Dragons and 5 monsters in the graveyard, and the only time I won't use it turn 1 is if I have overflow and I want the setup for it. Otherwise, why wouldn't you want to draw 2? We always complained about not having our draw power, so now we have some draw power that's actually really good, because what if you burn through your Mega Fleets or your Fortress Dragon? Now you can shuffle them back. What if you get your Infinity Solemned or your Rampage Solemned? You can shuffle them back now. Obviously, they're probably not going to shuffle, or if they happen to Solemn or Nibiru Nova, you summon Rampage and then they destroy it. Now you can't revive it because it wasn't properly summoned. You can Pot of Avarice any of these cards back to the extra deck, draw off your main deck, and continue to just do what you want to do. And then when you resummon them, now you can revive them because they were properly summoned this time. So it just helps playing around cards like that. And with Warning coming back to 3, there are decks that are going to be playing like the 9-pack for the Solemns. Really good. And as long as it's not turn 1 on those awkward hands, it's going to resolve. You're going to be able to get stuff back. If you are playing Machine Dupe, I feel like it's even more important because you can shuffle back your Cyber Dragons, keep your Machine Dupes live, putting your core back in your deck so you can get to it again and searching it out, putting your Naxxer back in your deck so that you can search or banish your core from grave to special summon it. If you're only playing 2 Galaxy Soldier and they interrupted it, you can put one of your Galaxy Soldiers back in your deck. You can reuse your Kaiju, Tanker Tops, any of your hand traps you can put that back in your deck, any of your combo extenders, any of your power cards that you want to see. Cyberload Fusion, you already used it. You can put, or never, it's monsters only, so ignore that part. But there's just so many things you can do, and especially, like I stressed, in testing, going through, I almost cut Mega Fleet to 1 because of this card, because being able to shuffle it back and go into it again. I didn't because seeing a 1-of isn't super reliable, but it's just so good, and I really can't stress that enough. And if you see it late game, you draw 1 card, say you draw it, you basically just drew 2 cards and helped your grind game because you get to put stuff back in your deck. And yeah, I can't understand why you wouldn't want to play it. I guess right off the top, how it says shuffling the 5 monsters from your graveyard back to your deck, I get it. It sounds like it conflicts. It sounds like it's not going to be a good idea because we do have a lot of graveyard-specific, graveyard-centric cards. But if you really look past that, and the odds of opening a 1-of in your opening hand aren't that great anyway. So I really just, I can't justify not playing it. We covered the Instant Fusion targets already too. So Berserker Tenyi, for those who don't know what he does, he's 3000 attack, 0 defense. When your opponent activates, it's a quick effect, a monster effect. You can banish that monster. So it's just non-destruction removal right there. It doesn't negate the effect, but you know, if they activate something in hand, I've actually had them try to Nibiru me too. And Nibiru would still activate and tribute everything, but you can banish it and then you don't have to worry about getting past the Nibiru. Or other times too, like Burst Salad, they activate Gazelle in hand, you just banish it. Things like that. It's just really, really good. And if it attacks a monster, it gains the attack, and then it can attack another monster again. So just being able to clear out 2 monsters while dealing a ton of damage and allowing like Rampage to just blow through your opponent then at that point. I understand most people aren't going to be able to afford it, but it really is so good. Um, when you use it and you use a level 7 or higher, so it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effect, uh, a lot of Guru and Altergeist cards target. A lot of our bad matchups target. This card is insane in these matchups. Altergeist can still get tricky and try to outgrind you using like Concurry so you can't attack, and then spamming out a bunch of them and trying to get Hexia higher than him. So versus Altergeist, I'd try to get his attack boost as soon as possible. Like I said, Concurry makes that a little bit hard how they will stop his attack that turn if possible. So how do we get him out with a level 8 or higher, or 7 or higher? Pankratops is a 7, Gizmex an 8, Kaijuing your opponent and going into Fortress is an 8. If we Mega Fleet our opponent, that's a 10. It's a lot easier than you would think to get him out. So this is my current Cyber Dragon peer profile, and I hope I explained my choices pretty good for you guys. I know you're not going to agree with all of them, and I know you're not going to like all of them, but I hope overall you guys liked the video. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see in the future. Like I said, we have a lot of non-Cyber Dragon deck profiles planned in the future. We have a lot of stuff going forward. We'll be doing the Cyber Danger profile here coming up shortly also. I want to wait on a playmat, some other things to show you guys in the video before I get to that one, but can't wait till next time.